Welcome back. Right here, I have the myth, the legend. I have Rob, who's loved and even loved by his haters here. So Rob is the owner of Apollon Gym. Rob is the owner of Apollon Nutrition. If you haven't heard about Apollon Nutrition, you're definitely buying horrible supplements. Um, and I brought Rob on so we can talk about a release this Friday, which actually Aries has a chance to have the first release for the first week for an insane, complete intra formula over the top, and then maybe a couple other things afterwards. So, Rob, what's going on, brother?
Good, good, good. Good seeing you. I feel like I see you more than I see my own daughter, which I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I
It,
mean, always happy to see you.
it's listen. I'm more than welcome. You can adopt me anytime you want. Just, just
Shit, as
make
long as you have those energy drinks, we're good to go.
as long as you feed me, we'll be fine. I just need to
I
be
give you
fed.
food, you give me energy drinks, and we're good.
so so I want to pull up exactly just so people know exactly what I'm referring to. But before I do, I want to show to those who are new to this, I want them to see what Apollon is. So that's Apollon Nutrition, guys. For all those who may not know, this is, I'm sorry, there really isn't many brands that can come close to what Apollon Nutrition does. What Rob has done. I mean, like for example, like who the hell has four different fat burners, five different pre workouts, and clinically dosed and so forth. So what that means is Rob spends money to give people quality, and every time he releases for new versions, he spends even more money. So that's probably why he's also hated. So
Good
so
point.
so
Do
that's
something good and they're gonna hate you. Go figure.
I agree. So that's Upon Nutrition. And here's the product we wanted to touch base on. So Rob has whenever Rob decides to make something new, it's it's got to be the best. Like that's it. It for Rob, it doesn't even make sense to put something that's not clinically correctly dosed. So I remember when me and Rob were talking about this, and when he told me what he wanted to put everything inside, I was like, "Are you fucking insane? Like, what is that going to be like a scoop this big and everything?" Because it's there's so much that can go into an intra, and Rob made it work. And overtime was created, which is the only intra formula in the market with every single ingredient you could possibly take during your workout. Every single one. Rob, were you like a little high when you were thinking of this product, or?
Uh, you know what? I mean, I think I'm high all the time. Uh, it's my nature. I think that you know what I mean. You come into, and you and I we talk a lot. We discuss this a lot. You know, we talk, we gossip, we talk shit. I mean, we are friends. So certain things, of course, we're not going to disclose. But
Mhm.
on the other hand, I mean, we talk openly and we are very transparent, both of us. Uh, I don't understand the mentality. I mean, the market is saturated as is. I mean, you carrying shitload of products in your stores, right?
Yeah.
And something new comes out what, on a daily basis or something like that. Uh, there are a couple of brands that kind of like they make claims that they're premium, right? And
Hmm.
they are. I mean, there are a couple of brands that I actually admire myself. And when you premium, what does it mean? It means that you're the best or among the best. There are a lot of brands, just like there are a lot of cars, there are a lot of movies, but
Hmm.
only few that really, really stand out. And I don't see a point because, just like the crappy products compete among themselves, there is a need for every product on the
Hmm.
market. There are pre-workouts that cost $20, and there are pre-workouts that cost today 70, $80.
Hmm.
There is a market for everything. If you're entering a space where your pre-workout is on $20, $30 range, then you just among many, many other pre-workouts, right?
Yes.
Or intra workouts, whatever you want to be. I don't see a point. I mean, and then it depends only on your marketing strategy, because you can sell shit as long as you market it well. If
Correct.
you're good at
Correct.
marketing, you can push any fucking product. And, I mean, no offense, but we talked about, some of the products that you had before in your store. They were not exactly stellar products, but there was demand for it. And you're a businessman, you're running a business, there is demand, you're going to carry the product regardless whether you like it or not. Just like, when people ask me, do you use all Apollon products? No, I don't. Not because I don't like them. Just certain flavors I like, certain flavors I don't.
Yeah.
But we make products for other people. We run a business, and
Mhm.
to be successful, you have to cater to others, not just what you like. So when you enter a certain space, if it's a premium, I don't see a problem. Obviously, I have competition. Obviously, I have competitors. If I'm going to release a product, I'm not very good at selling. In fact, I'm pretty shitty when it comes to selling. You know how I pick your brain when it comes to
Mhm.
prices and stuff like that. That's no secret. I mean, I call you and like, Pat, what should this cost?
Yeah.
And we go through this a lot. I'm just not good at it. I'm not a salesman. And but one thing I do know is I don't mind spending more to make a kick-ass product. I just don't mind. I mean, anyone can copy each other's formulas. I mean, there is no law against it. But if I'm about to release a product that in the same category as say, I'm not going to name any brands, but a couple of brands that they have pretty good pre-workouts or intra workouts. We're talking right now about intra workout.
Mhm.
If I'm to release a product that is going to be approximately the same, then I'm competing.
Yeah.
I'm a competitive person by nature. I want to be the best.
Mhm.
That's it. I mean, I know it might come off arrogant, it might come off cocky, it might come off even disrespectful. There is no disrespect whatsoever. If somebody can beat me, then he's better than me. But good luck doing it, because I will always do my absolute best to come on top. When I see a product that is good, whether it's my product, it can be even my product. You saw
Yeah.
that. Remember when I talked to when I came to the store and I said we're releasing Hooligan 6? I
Mhm.
told you that I already have a formula for Hooligan 7
Mhm.
because I already found a way to beat my own product. So
Yeah.
I think, to strive to perfection. Look at your store in Hamilton, right?
Mhm.
You have a nice bar, you have TVs, you have beautiful clothes, great material and stuff like that. Your t-shirts are not cheap to make. I mean, you could go cheaper, but if you want to be premium, if you want to be the best, even some of the products that you carry in the store, they're not exactly products that you're going to find at Vitamin Shop or Walmart or anything like that. You could sell those too. There are stores that selling those products. You spending money on products by Apollon, like a Pro, companies that are not cheap.
Yeah.
We don't make cheap products. Why? Because there's demand, and you want to stand out as a store, and you want to be the best. You want to be the best in New Jersey. You're also not very much liked by your competitors, and which is fine. It's not a popularity contest. You're trying to run a business, and you're trying to be the best you can be, and so can I. And the reason for that, well, over the top. I wanted to be the best. I wanted to make sure that there is absolutely no competition on the market. And honestly, I mean, not to turn my own horn, but I think I succeeded.
You definitely did. And to touch base on all that, like, I set up the stores with what I carry is because I'm particular about ingredients because I use the products. Like that's the
You're a
bottom
competitive
line.
boxer. You're an
Yeah.
athlete.
So there's products I need to use. There's other products that I know, say powerlifters or cardiovascular or fighters might need or so forth. So I'm very picky on ingredients. Now, what other businesses do and how to go to business, that's their decision. But I've always had a difficult a time understanding where there's things in the market that are very popular. Let's just say Bucked Up, right? Because I love using that company. They have tons of $1 million, so I'm hoping that everyone even hear me talking about them. So I do hear sometimes, the defense from individuals where they go, well, I have to carry it because there's demand. Well, of course there's a demand, but it's not that hard to explain to a customer why he shouldn't spend $40 to $50 on that item by flipping just the back of the label. So it really comes down to, if the, location is or whoever's selling it, right? If they're a little lazy or they just don't know ingredients. Like, because I know Bucked Up for a reason, for I know for a fact they do not give good margins to stores. So it's not like they're picking up the product because they're making drastic margins, on a profit size. They're picking it up because there's a demand for it. Well, I have the same demand in my store, and nobody wants that product when they after I talk to them. It's not that difficult. So I think that's probably another reason why I'm such a huge fan of Apollon, because it's so easy to talk about the ingredients and get excited about it because the shit's right there, you know. But yeah, we could talk about the greatness
Well,
of
you know what?
ingredients
But also to
forever.
touch on what you were saying, you know what? I mean, of course, if you're selling a product at Vitamin Shop or GNC, one of those mainstream stores, obviously, it's more of a popularity contest rather than quality supplements. I'm not saying they don't have any quality supplements, because they do. I
Mhm.
mean, some of the supplements they sell, some of the brands are actually pretty decent. But the thing is that I'm a firm believer that if somebody wants the best, or somebody wants a very high quality product, we're talking about a person that is maybe a little bit more knowledgeable, or an athlete that is a little bit more demanding and wants the best. If they're going to come to you and you're selling a popular brand, not a good brand, but a popular brand, there's a huge difference. And you're going to say that, like, listen, this product is so and so, it's phenomenal. If you're good at sales, you can push
Mhm.
any product, you can sell anything. But
Mhm.
here's the trick: you can do it once.
Yeah.
Because if I'm going to come to your store and you're going to push a product on me, and I'm going to tell you, like, Patrick, you know what? I'm kind of experienced, and I'm looking for something fresh, but something like really that's going to kick my ass, pre-workout or something like, and you're going to sell me crap. I will not go back to your store,
Mhm.
because the trust is lost.
Mhm.
We just lost the trust. So I think that, we have, like, Apollon Nutrition, like, we are about to release, say, for example, Overtime V4, right? It's
Yep.
a new edition.
I don't
Why
even
would
I don't even know how that can even get fucking stronger.
Well, I topped the
Do you
previous one, I promise
listen?
you.
Do you understand? Every single customer that's bought that says there I can't do 8 pills. 4 is like Adderall. I'm like, well, it's getting better, and then they don't even know what to say.
You know what? We've seen people are doing, like, I think Shane from Stack calls it sequels, when it's a new a new release, an updated release. And I've noticed, like, a couple of companies, numerous companies, when you see a new release or updated version, it's actually not better, it's worse.
Goes
And I
down.
never understood that, because it makes absolutely no sense to me. Why would you release a product that is worse to your predecessor, to your previous one? I mean, it has to be, I mean, minimum, it should be as good. Maybe you want to flip a few things around and kind of refresh it. But in my opinion, if it's a new version, it has to be better, because it seems like supplements became kind of like a bad sequels to movies.
Yeah.
You get a movie and then the sequel sucks.
Yeah.
And this is the same situation that we find ourselves. I mean, you've carried Hooligan, I think, ever since you opened the store,
Mhm.
which was maybe what, Hooligan 4 or 5 or something,
Yeah,
four,
like
right?
4 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, like 4. So it was probably a Hooligan 3 or 4 that you had.
Mhm.
Now you're on version 6. Yeah,
6. Yeah.
6.
Yeah.
6. There is no way you'll be able to say that 4 was better than 6. It's just impossible. It was a great
Right.
product. It was a phenomenal product, and 5 was fantastic, but they were not nearly as good as 6.
And
Just like,
yeah.
what is the point? And I remember you actually taught me this 2 years ago, where you said, either release a better product, which I think I've been doing pretty successfully, or release a new flavor. So rather than maybe brands releasing a new formula that is not as good as the previous one, maybe they should just
New
release a new
flavor.
flavor. That would
Yeah.
be much smarter.
And the thing is, in the market is the market every year changes and upgrades. So what ends up happening is there's a lot of new ingredients and so forth that are coming out. So the whole point is when you release a version, you're updating it with some of these newer hot ingredients, which that's really how it should be. But a lot of companies go backwards, or just downgrade it, which really makes no sense whatsoever. But
I
I
know
mean,
the economy is not the greatest. I know the prices of ingredients have gone up. I know I'm paying more than I used to pay. I'm trying my best. I mean, our team, we are trying, like Carolina and Jose, they constantly trying to keep the prices, as comfortable as possible. I mean, we're taking actually a hit, to be honest, because the new version of Save Hooligan is far more expensive than the previous one was. But, you can attest to this. We didn't really increase prices when it comes to wholesale. I mean, we're pretty much the same as we were about a year ago, maybe slightly a buck or so, but nothing serious.
yeah.
We're trying our best to make sure that we don't, I don't try to overcharge people. I'm just trying my best to be the best that a pawn can be. I'm the one who is in charge of formulations. I'm the one who is in charge of that aspect. Carolina and the team, they're a little bit more with marketing and stuff like that. I don't get involved with that too much. And when it comes to products, I mean, I cannot, I won't be able to sleep if my next, version of a certain product is not at least 10-15% better than the previous one, because I feel it's my reputation on the line, it's the brand's reputation on the line. And we were building this brand. We were not overnight success, not at all. It was literally built brick by brick, year by year. I mean, we are actually not a new company. We are 7 years old, but we started to experience the growth and the success only in the last 3 years, where we really kind of took off. But it was like really a lot of hard work. And that came from dedication. That came from, we didn't spend money on marketing. We don't have investors. We don't have any of that. And we're not planning to, even though today we could. We don't want to. We want to continue growing the exact way that we were up until this point, when in 2021, I think we deserved to win brand of the year. We won it. And regardless of what's happening in 2022, I want to make sure that people know that Apollon did not take a step back. We actually as good as 2021, if not better. And I even, judging by feedback from you, who is actually one of our top partners, if not the top one, when you're saying that Apollon is one of the best-selling brands in your store, that makes me smile. That makes me happy, because a couple of years ago you were among the first ones who actually took us in. And at that point, we had like a little cult following, like a very, very niche kind of a brand. But today, with the health and wellness that we are doing, and different, I mean, products that we have, it's not only about hooligan and assassin anymore. I mean, our isolate is impressive, our egg protein is impressive. I mean, pretty much even collagen is impressive.
It's very exciting to watch the brand grow. It's very smart that the brand has diversified itself into multiple categories, and then did something a little different than other people do. Took each category and diversified it even more. Hence, why you have multiple fat burners, multiple pre workouts, and so forth. And it allows the brand to have multiple avenues of purchasing. It allows smart stores who have the brand to really take advantage of what's going on. Like, instead of just having one or two products to sell, it allows stores to really have customers fall in love with a particular brand, because then everything they see coming from it, that just like when I have customers and they tried Apollon, or tried one or two things, and they ask for another item from a different category, and I mention a couple, and I mention Apollon, they're like, "Oh yeah, Apollon. Oh yeah, man, they're really good. Yeah, that's definitely going to be good too." It already hits on there. So yeah, it's really smart, man. And the key of the game, man, is, look, you build a following, you build customers, you create new versions to get the customers excited again, while at the same time bringing on new ones. So, but we could talk about how amazing that is all day, but I want to get into and show the people, yeah, I want it over the top, just so people really understand what I'm speaking to when it comes to the ingredients. So, give me 1 second. Okay, here we go. So, see that? This is what happens when there we go. All right, so whoever saw that, we're going to talk about that a little bit later. All right, so for those who are looking in, here's their quickest breakdown. Now, before anybody panics, this isn't $100 product. In my opinion, I was telling Rob to charge this even more. So Rob can attest to this. I was like, "No, man, you got to go up. You got to go up, dude." So everybody that's looking in, whenever you look at a product, man, the first thing to kind of gauge how much is going on in there is the grams and the scoops. So a full serving is 75 grams. So you're already looking at, holy shit, there's a lot of things in there, or there's fillers, right? Because that's, sometimes that number can be deceiving with certain companies, especially like if they have a pre-workout and throw BCAs in it just to make the scoop go from this to like this. Now, I'm going to break down like their amount. So the biggest thing that's happening in the market right now is everybody wants to release a hydration formula. Well, we know why, because it's dirt cheap to make and it's an easy $30 to $35 ring across the register. Well, that's here, and right here is a hydration formula that's better than the hydration formulas that are in the market. So,
Fair
so
enough.
yeah, so it's already a done deal right here. So let's just say that's 35, $40, but let's just say 35 to be nice for people. Next, you took Enigma, you threw Enigma in. For those that don't know, Enigma has all the essentials, and I mean all nine, not just BCAs. It does have a full serving of glutamine, which I'm looking for right here. I know it's in here.
No, we didn't include it.
Oh, you didn't include the glutamine? Okay, so you had the creatine. That's what it was. Yes.
Yep.
So it has the full aminos, and yes, full hydration formula, which is 35. But if you take all aminos at a correct dosage, that's an average price on the shelf at 45 now. It used to be 40 last year. Now it's like 45. If you take creatine, a month's supply or 20 servings is the equivalent of like 30, $25, depending on, which brand is kind of like pushing it out. Then when you take Peak O2, which is for, a lot of endurance, it's a great mushroom extract. It's awesome. It's a fucking expensive ingredient. That's $30, $35 on a shelf by itself. Riboforce, which people kind of stopped using because it was expensive to put into anything, that's 30. I've actually seen Riboforce at its prime at like $40, $45 just for that ingredient on a shelf. Then you have clustered dextrin. You don't have maltodextrin. You don't have any of the cheap ones. You have the best carbohydrate that's supposed to be in there. So that normal price point, it's 30 grams instead of 25. So at that price point, you're looking at 35, almost $40 on the shelf. Easy 35. So you take all this and you got everything for $100 when normally you would pay over 200 easily. So, it's easy. There's a reason why nobody, no company would try to do this, is because, they're going to try to make their money here, make the money, right here, make the money separately here, make the money separately here. But you just give everybody this right there off the bat, Now, when this first came out, were you nervous that how this would do just because it's so new and it has such like a premium price to it?
You know what? The thing is that I knew for a fact that this is not.
Let me stop you because I forgot to mention this. Elevated ATP and Synactive in there. So elevated ATP is 20. Yeah, those two ingredients together is like the 30, $25.
Yeah, you know what? When we came up with this, I think that I wasn't nervous really, because it's not like we ordered like fucking 25 or 50,000 units of this. It was more on a more modest amount, so to speak, because I knew that beginners, and even to an extent intermediates, but probably beginners, would not use this product, maybe would not even understand until like you really, really explain it to them, and they might not even need it. I also knew that this is not your hooligan and assassin that are going to be flying off the shelves either. I also knew that the stores that are not very specialized like yours would probably not even carry this product because they wouldn't know what to do with it. So I knew that this is mostly direct to consumer, people that know Apollon, and stores that stand behind us and they know what it is. We're not at every store, nor do we want to be in every store. And my policy, if we sell to you, we don't sell to your competitors. And we're very, very exclusive brand, and this is how we're going to remain. So I knew that this is not going to be our top seller. Nevertheless, considering that this is a third flavor now, clearly it's doing pretty well. It's actually doing better than I expected, because people that are buying all the products like you just broke down, they know that they're actually saving. They're saving a lot of money by getting this product. I mean, it's basically all in one. I mean, it's a perfect intra-workout product. So I knew it's going to do well, and we can even let a secret out. A fourth flavor is on the way too. That's how good this product is doing. It actually exceeded my expectations. And I think that, again, this is not going to be selling like Total War at Walmart.
Right.
This is a product that's going to be sold to athletes, people that know, people that demand the best. It's going to be pushed by coaches that know that they want the athletes to use only the best. It's going to be pushed by store owners like you, who has a lot of clientele, customers that are competing, bodybuilders, fighters, powerlifters. And if you think about it, that market is actually not that small. So there is demand for this product. There is demand. I mean, look, Resistance, the immune product that we released, is also fucking packed ridiculously.
Yeah.
And, you know, Apollon is not exactly, or was not exactly known for health and wellness products. Yet Resistance, I mean, you're buying it on a regular basis. So clearly it's selling at your stores. So I think that there is a demand for, you know, high end. But at the same time, if you ask me, and you be the judge, but even based on what you just outlined, I think that this is very, very, very modestly priced product.
Mm.
I don't think we're charging for it what we could have charged. I mean, I think that this product could be sold for over $100, and the price definitely justifies. You know, when somebody comes and says, and to be honest with you, from our customers and just in general, I haven't heard anyone really complaining about the price of it, because they know what they're getting.
Yeah.
And if somebody says, you know, Over the Top or Hooligan or Assassin or Enigma, any of those products are expensive, and they comparing it to something like, I don't know, Cellucor or Radcon or any of those products. And like I said, no disrespect to them whatsoever, but there are levels to this. And this is a different level. This is a product, this is a brand that is in a different league. Is it better? I mean, depends what you're looking for. You know, for some people, maybe Total War or C4 is good product. I mean, possibly for beginners or possibly for mass market. We are not that brand. We're specialized. We are premium. We are premium hardcore. I mean, any of those descriptions definitely fit us. And we staying in our own lane. We're not trying to step on anyone's toes. We're not trying to be Radcon. Yes, they, you know, multi-million, billion-dollar business. Good for them. I'm happy for them. I admire their marketing skills and, you know, what they built. It's very, very impressive. But we are who we are. We are Apollon. We're extremely proud. You know how we're proud of our brand and what we do. And we're just going to continue doing products like Over the Top. And, you know, if somebody wants to put out a better product, more power to them. But at the end of the day, and again, without a shadow of arrogance whatsoever, I'm always going to be trying to be the best, and I'm always going to try to put out the best possible products. And, you know, I always welcome competition.
Yeah, and you hit it on the head. It's, look, there's so much in the market, and yes, this is by far completely stacked, but it doesn't mean that everybody needs to take it, because if, look,
No.
the soccer mom that just goes in a couple of times to lift some weights, she may not need to spend money on all these ingredients, because she won't even get the full benefit of it, because she's only doing so much. Now, if somebody's serious about their results, if somebody's a competitor or a full-blown athlete, if they're not taking this, they are, you know, not speeding up their progress.
Oh, 100%.
And pulling back on the performance.
Spending probably more money buying other products, because they have to buy a multiple products, and which accumulates probably to more money.
Yeah, it's
and
very,
also
very
think about
important.
Somebody who is a beginner. I mean, this is just, of course, you know, we're discussing it right now, but if you think about it, half a serving of this, half a serving gives you 40 fucking servings, and it's still more than pretty much most brands out there. It's still, even half a serving, I mean, it packs almost 40 grams of active ingredients. And, you know, I mean, Pico 2 is at 2 grams here. We both know that Pico 2 at 1 gram is still extremely effective. Creatine at 5 grams, great. But even at 2.5 gram, creatine is still effective. And aminos, you have over here about 15 grams of aminos. 7.5, 8 grams of aminos is also more than effective. Senactive is 100 milligram. Well, it's actually recommended 50 milligram. Eleve-ATP 300 milligram. We both know that actually 150 is the actual recommended dose. So some of the ingredients actually overdosed on a full serving. So you can easily get away with 40 servings. And 40 servings, you have a bargain here.
And the thing is, a true athlete or somebody, because I don't want to kind of exclude people who train hard. The individuals who really grind, man, they fucking grind it out in the gym. They need these ingredients. The person that just goes in, listen, do they really need ATP? Do they really need D ribose? Yes, it's going to
Probably not.
help them. Right. It will help them, but they won't really understand or see where it helps them. You really have to, you know, truly dig deep, train for a long time, and so forth. But at the end of the day, this product is it. So, you know, like you mentioned, like, when it comes to explaining products, like it really comes down to the stores to really truly ask questions from the consumer and educate and then help them make the right decision. Because my conversations are very simple. It's like, hey, listen, man, here's the top of the food chain. Here's the product. Here's the things that go down. You could save some cash, cut out these ingredients, or you can go this way. So a lot of times, the only time, I notice is if a person is extremely worried and just very looking for something that's very budget friendly, they just can't afford it just because of whatever personal reasons, then they don't choose it. And number two, it's if they're just not that serious about the training aspect. They just kind of just need things to check the box. But anybody else who's just looking for real results, they grab this every time after they're explained.
It's not cheap to be an athlete. And you know what? To be the best athlete, to be the best athlete you can be, obviously you have to train very hard. That's a given. But you also have to eat properly, which is also not cheap. Good cuts of meat and stuff like that, that doesn't come out cheap either. Supplementation, that's also, I mean, quality stuff cost money. It's not cheap. It's not free. At the end of the day, it's up to you to decide what you want to put in your body and what your goals are.
Mm-hmm.
But I I remember Guy Cisterino coming to Apollon. I mean, he comes to Apollon. There is always a pre-workout. There is always an intra workout. There is always, protein shakes and and meals on time and stuff like that. There is a reason for it. And Guy will be the first one to tell you that he's genetically not the best there is. It really wasn't easy for him, but that discipline, that investment, that the he was putting in his body only the best.
Yeah.
He was training with intent. He is training. I mean, he's retired
Still,
now. He still trains like a fucking
yeah.
beast. If you want to be the best that you can be, um, unfortunately, it comes with a price. I mean, athletes get injured. Why? Because they train so hard.
Mm-hmm.
They do what others cannot do. If you want to succeed in life, you always have to work hard and you have to do the best, better than others if you want to, if you want to win. And
100%.
supplements, you can get away with cheap products that you can get in your local supermarket because that's mass production. That's something that, for you, like you said, soccer moms, and that's something for beginners maybe. But if you're at a certain level, then, products like Over the Top can definitely help you,
Yeah.
and even at half a serving. So at the end of the day, it's your decision. If you want to go for something cheaper, there are options, but it's up to you.
Right. And I agree. So guys, that's Over the Top, just like its name. I personally use it. Like there's no fucking listen, I have every access to every supplement you could think of, but they still cost me money. So I can get everything all in one. When I have Over the Top. So for anybody that's watching, guys, this is definitely a product that you want to check out, and we're very excited to be able to have the new flavor for the first week to be released. This podcast would drop Friday, so today. So today. Um, so now we're going to talk about the fun stuff. Well, that was fun, but even more fun stuff. So Rob, I know you're going to go hard this year, just like you did last year. You always do. Every time you stop in, you show me something new on the phone. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Jesus Christ. Can I like
Tech express. Yeah, what the fuck? I love that.
Dude. And then the first, I go, what the fuck? And then the next thing is like, oh my god, I gotta spend more money and buy more shit because it's gonna sell every time. So for those who are listening, because I'm not even gonna tease this, for those who are listening right now, you're gonna get a little sneak peek of what's coming. So the first one I kind of showed earlier, so I'm just gonna show everybody just so they get an idea. So this product was originally released last year as a second. Here we go. So this product was released. What the fuck? You see what I'm doing, Rob? Okay, here we go. This product was released last year as a limited edition. It's basically your overtime and your bare knuckle put together, correct? If I'm saying it correctly.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That was the idea.
Yes. So for those who don't know, overtime is Adderall, but better. For those who don't know what bare knuckle is pre-workout that's non-stim. And I'm going, so it's not a pump formula because pump formulas are basically that's it. They're pump formulas to be stacked. It's a pre-workout that's non-stim, which means it has
Correct.
pump and a nootropic formula. Now, just like everything else from Rob, they're all completely maxed out, stacked to the extreme. So I believe you said this is coming back. What time frame are you thinking?
The idea was to release it in time for the All-Star Seminar, so which means
October.
about 6 weeks from now.
Good. And I'm gonna a little sneak for everybody. So those who are listening right now, guys, there will be a Aries Nutrition collab for Time Cop, which will actually have a low stim version that would just be for us. So that's my request. That was my request, guys, because
Patrick is.
I am. I wanted a product for myself. I love Time Cop, but I can't handle caffeine. Like I can only handle, like I can handle 300 calf, but it needs to be like time released, for example. I can't do 3 up front. That's just not me. But I love to be zoned.
A guy with so many fucking tattoos, a bodybuilder, owner of one of the best hardcore premium stores in New Jersey. Fucking.
It's not that I can't handle because I was chucking energy drinks down like crazy. It's just when I start training, the caffeine, like I go heavy. I go a lot of reps, right? And when I go a lot of reps, I also push the envelope for intensity for failure. Well, what happens is my heart rate would naturally go up because it's higher rep count. So if the caffeine starts hitting too much, it affects my breathing. And if it affects my breathing, then it affects the reps I'm trying to put in. Yes. And then it causes the rest time in between my sets to be too long versus a lot shorter.
Yeah, I mean, most of the time I use it as a pre-workout. I actually use Lionheart. I mean, it's 275 milligram of caffeine. It's perfect for me. I mean, I can't say that caffeine like affects me really in any negative way, but maybe just because from from martial arts training and stuff like that, kind of used to it. And I like energy drinks and stuff like that. Can have an energy drink and go to bed. But yeah, definitely I see your point, because the thing is like, this is the main reason why Apollon has so many different pre-workouts, because somebody asked me like, why do you have like 3 or 4 or 5 pre-workouts? Well, it's not like they're competing against each other. Just like the fat burners are not competing against each other, even though we have 4, they all different and they cater to your needs. Some people like to have 1,000 milligram of caffeine per serving, and some people don't want any, and some people want something light like 200, 300 milligrams, something like that. And different stems, no stems, light stems. You have it's the same thing as you do with protein. You have 3, 4, 5 flavors, because everybody has different needs, and everybody has, I mean, that's what business is all about, to cater to your customers, and not everybody wants the same thing, so it's totally normal.
Yeah, I agree. So for those who are going to be waiting for Time Cop, the Aries version is looking at only 200 calf, and it's going to be cut basically almost in half for the different time release. So we're going to get that Adderall effect without the Adderall stim and a massive pump. So I'm actually very excited. So that's a little sneak peek for you guys. Mm-hmm. And then the other pictures are hidden, but we can still touch base. So there is a product coming out next week, and the Review Brothers are going to announce.
It's so basically we worked there's been in the works for a couple of months now. So I guess this is going to be like a special announcement, so to speak. We worked on a collaboration with Review Brothers from England, and the timing actually worked out perfectly well because on the weekend of September 23rd, 24th, there's going to be Arnold Classic
Yeah.
UK, which obviously will take place in UK. And our distributor in UK has invited me to come and hang out at the booth. Branch Warren's going to be there as well, and obviously Review Brothers, Aaron and Craig, they're going to be there as well. They help with making Apollon popular in UK. I mean, they helped us quite a bit, and we appreciate everything they've done. They've been great friends, and we talked about doing a possible collaboration. So the timing was just perfect to release a product. There's going to be a pre-workout, slightly with slight adjustments from your typical hooligan, and something that caters maybe more to Review Brothers in UK theme.
Wait, wait,
Um,
wait. Were you allowed to say the name?
uh,
You let the name slip out.
yeah. It makes sense that it would be a hooligan type of
Yeah.
product. So it is a hooligan type of product. So, I mean, it's a pre-workout and it's a hooligan type. Um, and it's going to be released during that weekend, which is in about 2.5 weeks. I think it's going to be revealed fully within the next week or so.
Hmm.
And after having a conversation, so basically it's going to be released in UK. However, we will have some very, very, very limited stock here in the United States, which initially the plan was to sell exclusively through Apollon Nutrition website. The stock is so limited that it made absolutely no sense to go, and
Yeah.
distribute through stores and stuff like that. The flavor is just, I think it might be the best tasting pre-workout we've ever had, and especially considering the stems and everything else. You'll be pleasantly surprised. Review Brothers just received it this week, and they were raving about it. And just for those that know me, you guys know I never exaggerate. So everything that I say is true. This pre-workout is going to be a badass pre-workout. However, it's no secret, and it's actually, like I said, everything lined up so perfectly. Aries Nutrition is getting the first crack basically at the new over-the-top flavor, and deservedly so. And I want to explain to especially those that you know maybe dislike me for this move. We respect all our partners,
Of
everybody.
course. Of
Everybody who
course.
stands behind a palm, we appreciate your business, we appreciate your support, and we go out of our way to to help and acknowledge everybody. However, there are a few very, very special partners who've been with us from the beginning. I can count them probably on one hand,
Hmm.
and the ones that are with us and helping us today, and helping the brand grow. So just to put in perspective, a couple of people, a couple of stores reached out to me and even said, we want to have the same relationship with Apollon that Aries has. It's earned. We are friends.
Yeah.
We are friends. We hang out. We bullshit. We steal shit from each other. Actually, I steal shit from him. So
Listen,
it's
if I live closer to your gym,
oh, you'd be broke.
no, yeah, I wouldn't be broke. I'd be in your gym every day taking that stuff out of the cooler. It wouldn't be Luke doing videos. Luke would try to do a video, be like, "Where's the fucking stock? Who took all the stock again?"
And what people don't understand that it's definitely a very special relationship. We don't wait for Patrick to place an order when we release a new product. It's more of Carolina reaching out to Patrick and saying, "Well, how much do you need?" Because we already know that he doesn't carry selectively products. No matter what we release, it's available at Aries Nutrition. No
Mhm.
questions asked. Doesn't matter what kind of product it is. Patrick wants it in. So that partnership, that support, and the fact that he endorses upon and promotes us and, speaks so highly of us, we even share some of the same athletes that are presenting Aries Nutrition and Apollon. So and Over the Top was actually two products that Patrick was very heavily involved in were Over the Top, which he knew about it from day one, and Bloodsport, which actually was
Yeah.
his idea. He pitched that idea to me, and it's one of our definitely top sellers without a doubt.
Listen, I remember the conversation because I was like, dude, you need to give me a fucking unflavored pump formula. Please just make the shit bad as shit, make it crazy nitrous oxide, make it unflavored. Pat, are you sure? I'm like, Rob, just
Yeah,
do it. And I remember we had like multiple conversations. I was just like, Rob, just do it, just do it. And then I remember you did it, and you were like, "Fuck, Pat, you were goddamn right. I'm sold
yeah.
out already."
That product fucking flies. And I mean, rightfully so, it's an amazing formula, but I didn't expect that unflavored shit's gonna sell like this and it's gonna be so popular. But when you have a good product, you do. So as a result, to have over the top, I mean, Bloodsport doesn't have flavors, but to have over the top flavor released exclusively at Harris Nutrition, at least for the first couple of days or a week, it made absolute sense. And like I said, it's just our little token of gratitude to Patrick, to his team, for everything that they've done for us. And, so that brings me back to the UK product pre-workout.
Mm-hmm.
After talking to Carolina and talking to Review Brothers, we made a decision that the only retailer that's going to have the product in United States will be Aris Nutrition.
Ooh.
And it's rightfully so, well deserved. And like I said, we're not trying to hurt anyone's feelings. There's going to be other stores that we will gladly collaborate in the future, and we will do so. One already is in the works.
Mm-hmm.
But Patrick does have a very special relationship with Apollon, not because he's handsome, but
I am very handsome.
Very handsome. But also, I'm trying to explain something. Apollon is a family-owned business. We're not going to have any investors or any corporations or anything like that. We are growing, and we're growing as a family, and we're going to continue to grow. But again, to put in perspective, Aris Nutrition invested in us, invested in a brand, believed in a brand from day one. You guys know that I was born in Ukraine, and what's going on in Ukraine right now, it's painful. It's very close to heart. And Patrick was among the first ones to jump right in, asking me what he can do. And, obviously, with all the collaborations and everything, he's helping us. Patrick is also from Poland. And needless to say, what Polish people have done and are continuing to do for Ukraine is huge. So, yes, the UK version of the pre-workout will be available at Aris Nutrition exclusively. And I'm very, very happy that we're launching Over the Top also at Aris Nutrition on Friday. And, I just want to say thank you, Patrick, for everything you have done and continue to do. And, I wish you to grow, to continue growing and doing the great things that you are doing. And, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for everything.
Thanks, Rob. And I actually bought a bulletproof vest because there's so many bullets being shot at me already. So I figured I might as well just put more on. And then I've done enough. I need to like relax for a little bit before I start opening up fucking 15 more stores or some crazy shit. But no, listen, man, it's not that hard to invest behind a company, right? Like I'm very open-minded to companies that when I see them, like for example, like Ninja Up, right? There's different companies that I see come up. I'm like, okay, like I watch the industry. I watch what goes on over the place. Like it's my job. It's my responsibility to watch what's going on, to provide things that are new, upcoming, and to find potential that, in my perspective, is going to do well. So I'm always huge, whenever I bring on companies, I never give them that bullshit where, can you give me a free fill? And I need this kind of more. No, I'm just like, look, man, I got to show you I can back you up and make you money in essence, right? And give you volume, what you need. So in essence, you can come back, be like, Pat, you're doing your thing, man. Here's this from us. Here's this from this. And that's something I learned a long time ago when I was in my corporate world, when I was dealing with, district managers, owners, and so forth. Plus, like just my old school mentality is if I'm going to give and invest, I know you're going to invest to me back. Right. So it's not that hard it wasn't hard at all to invest into Apollon. Like I saw the ingredients. I'm like, this is it. Then I met you and I'm like, this guy's like me. We're like brothers, have the same birthday. We're going to make this work.
True. That's true.
I'm like, we're going to make this work. And you know what it was, man? Like you were just straight out like, look, man, I'm not changing. This is what I'm doing. If it takes me 20 years, I don't care. I'm sticking to what I'm going to do. And that resonated in my mind because, when I started my first store, I was like, I'm sticking to this. Like, I'm only picking certain brands. I'm going to create an identity. I don't care if it doesn't make that much money. I'm not about that. I'm going to build something unique, and that's it. So that kind of resonated, and it was easy, to make it work. So, you know, just like, and then, I don't ask for anything. I mean, this. I don't even
That's
ask. I don't think I've ever even asked for a better price
nope,
ever for nothing. I'm
nope.
just like, just send me shit. Just send it to me. Like, I never do, man. Even any of the partners I'm, you know, uh, very close with, the brands that are like in the top four, top five, I've never asked for a better price because I believe in the products. So to me, they're worth what I'm paying for, you know? And it's just the way I operate. So, and that's, listen, man, anybody else listening in any other store, look, the brand is it. Like, if you don't have the brand, you're missing out. Just understand when you bring the brand in, it's going to fucking fly. So you might as well just bring everything in from the brand from the start and save yourself the trouble of trying to catch up later. But outside of that, is there, do you have any more protein flavors coming out, perhaps?
Yes, there is one more protein flavor that is coming out hopefully by Christmas. That's going to be a special edition, and it's this one is different for sure. Other than that, I can say this, so I guess I'm going to announce it here. The ones at least that I remember, we're coming up with a kidney product.
Yes, I
Uh,
remember you telling me that.
yeah, that's going to be, I suppose, October or November. Sleep formula will be
Mm-hmm.
released, I think, in the next couple of weeks, if I'm not mistaken. There's going to be another creatine product that is, I mean, you've seen the formula. It's different.
Mm-hmm.
Um, then we're going to have at least two more pre-workouts that are coming out that are also going to be completely different. Obviously, Time Copy in October,
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember. Now I remember. Yes.
yeah, and then there is obviously, Time Copy
What
Club.
one of them is something that nobody does.
Yep, yeah, that's the one.
So I'm not gonna fucking ruin it. I will let the
Yeah,
surprise happen. But
that one we are hoping to release already in November, and that's a fucking kick-ass product. The multivitamin we've been working on for quite some time. It seems like it still might be this year. Chaos for version number 4
Mhm.
will probably be released in December.
Okay.
So we actually selling out of Chaos. We might be out of stock very, very soon. So there's going to be at least a gap of about 2 or 3 months. So if you guys like Chaos, I mean, now is the time to get it because we literally don't have much. And again, this is not a marketing push. It's just the fact.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't have a lot left, and we're not going to re-up it because the new formula is, I think they're starting to manufacture in the next few weeks. Overtime, I think next week, yeah, next week release, that one's gonna be, you're all gonna have a lot of fun with that one, as usual. So, that's actually all I can remember. There might be more, but like I said, I probably forgot. All I can say is that 2022 is going to be just as good as 2021, if not better. So, and like I said, there's going to be another flavor of Over the Top, a fourth one that is definitely coming up. And I think Hooligan may be getting another flavor, very, very possibly as well. So that's
Yeah.
pretty much.
Hooligan needs 10 flavors. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
throw that out there. Enigma and Hooligan needs 10 flavors.
So
I've been
funny
saying
story.
it forever.
On Friday, I think Thursday or Friday, I show up to Aris Nutrition in Hamilton, and you were not there. And your boy, the new power lifter,
Yes, yes. It's good OGO.
he's so good. Such a great guy. As big as he is, he's a fucking teddy bear.
I
One of the
know.
sweetest guys. As soon as I walk in, the fucker doesn't even say hi to me. He goes, "Did you bring Hooligan?" I'm like, "What the fuck?" And he points to the shelf, and literally there is no Hooligan on the
Yeah,
shelf.
yeah, it was fucking
I
sold out.
told him, I said that we are one flavor short because we just ran out. The look that he gave me, it wasn't very pleasant. You know? Yeah, Hooligan is definitely, I think, the newer version. I mean, it was always a popular product, but it's fucking kicking ass. It's
Yeah.
just it does better than ever. And like I said, we also lining up a very good beginning of 2023. So we already have products lined up for 2023. In fact, I can probably give this away. More than likely, we are planning to release Assassin version 8
Wow.
on February 20th.
Oh, trying to do a little Pat and Rob birthday kind of hit
Yep.
there.
I mean, with anything right now, with the ingredients, with the supply chain, I mean, you never know what's going to happen, the delays and everything. But that's pretty much the fact. So, gave out a lot of secrets today.
You did. And whoever listened to this, they got them. Whoever missed it, you're screwed. All right. All right, guys. So, again, this is all nice information from Rob. Rob, listen, Rob is releasing so many products. You're going to see him every fucking week here. So get used to his face. He might wear a different shirt all the time. He might even give you a different background in his house. By the time we're done, you'll see every single room in his house. At the end, by the time we're done, he's gonna have to be in the bathroom, fucking filming in there. But he'll be back again. I definitely want to talk about the new overtime formula because I feel like the ingredients are so unique and they have certain ways of hitting the neurons in your brain. Some are memory neuron activators, focusing agents. Some are, better for when you're kind of like concentrating, so forth. So I feel like that would be a good one that we can deep dive into and let people understand, how that all the synergy works together. But besides that, Rob, thank you. Thank you for all the information.
Thank you, Patrick. Thank you to all your customers, to all the supporters. I really, really appreciate all of you guys. And stay tuned. More to come.
Hell yeah. See you guys.